3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies. For the second program in a row, we are talking the Calgary Underground Film Festival again today. My name is Bryce. I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, hey.
And Murray is here as well. How you doing, Murray?
I'm all right.
That's cool. So, with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Whoa. Thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please support us and join the growing Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. All members get special episodes and content only for members. Along with all members that sign up will get a special limited edition Film Rage merch item. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie. Thanks to our adopted and current favorite state, Virginia. Go Who's. Wahoo! All right, Bryce, push some buttons.
All right. Canyon Meadows cinemas are open for their delicious concessions. Popcorn, corn dogs, mini donuts, and more. Open Thursdays 4 to 9, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 12 to 9 for takeout via curbside pickup. Just go to canyonmeadows.ca and enter your order. And by the way, by being one of our faithful Film Rage listeners, you can get 15% off. Just enter the promo code RAGEON. That's RAGEON to claim your 15% discount. Or if you would rather have your snacks delivered, that is possible as well through Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, and DoorDash throughout Calgary. For more details, visit canyonmeadows.ca. And here, CMC would like to thank you for your continued support, and we hope to see you again soon at the cinema.
All right. We're talking CalgaryUndergroundFilm.org. And for our U.S. listeners and international listeners, you may not be able to find these films on CalgaryUndergroundFilm.org because there's geo-blocking, but you can absolutely 100% find these at festivals near you, or write these names down for these films and make sure to check them out when they're in your local area. All right. Let's jam this in, baby. Just like a Workhorse Queen. What'd you think?
It was meh.
All right. There we go.
There was
Well
nothing
said.
to it. It was a Talking Heads doc where, I don't know, did nothing for me.
Yeah, it's a Talking Heads doc. I'm a personal huge fan of Mrs. Kasha Davis. I thought the story was pretty good. I thought she was an inspiring person in her community and a longtime supporter of all things drag. So kudos to her. But yeah, I would tend to agree with you. I think the doc it's a Talking Heads doc. It was fun to watch. I really enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it was a fantastic doc. I would give it a high meh.
All right.
Okay. We had a short before we talked fully realized humans called Feeling Sexual. Did everybody else get to feel sexual?
Not really.
Right away. Well, I thought it was a cute first time sex, but it was a meh for me for the short.
I don't even remember it. What happened?
It was a first time sex, and
I don't remember.
it was a meh. I already know that.
All right.
Okay, so let's talk about Fully Realized Humans. Murray, you saw this one, right? I think this is...
Yeah, I did.
You loved this, didn't you?
Really want to start with me?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, no, I freaking hated the first half of this movie. The first 45 minutes, it was going to be a hard rage for me. Very unlikable couple and all their annoying friends. care less about all the crap they were going through. I mean, maybe because I'm not married and don't have any kids, I don't give a crap about pregnancy. Their sex jokes and stuff was ridiculous. Although I know Jim enjoys that kind of thing. But yeah, the last half hour, it kind of turned a corner and it got serious and started dealing with some issues with their parents. And it actually, in the end, wasn't too bad. But
So,
yeah, it's a meh. I
all
wouldn't.
right.
Yeah, it's not a rage. I think that's a major accomplishment for them. On my point,
I actually really enjoyed the first 45 minutes.
I'm glad
And then
you
it
did.
went downhill from
And
there.
it went downhill from there.
This is what I love about movies. It's like we got one on one side and one on the other. Well, Brycey, go tell us.
Bryce and I never agree on stuff.
That's
No,
not true.
we agreed on 5 things last episode.
Yeah,
Go back and check your box.
Yeah. Listen to the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was what it was. I really actually liked the characters. The 45 minutes in, it was pretty good. Then it kind of took a weird turn for me, where they did get maybe too serious in some points, considering these two characters that was focused on. So that didn't really work very well for me. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed watching it. Really enjoyed that. I mean, I laughed a lot in the first 45 minutes. I'm not going to lie.
no, I didn't.
Not so much in the last half. So, I guess if you watch through my eyes for the first half of the film and then watch through Murray's eyes for the second half of the film, it's a complete movie.
Sure.
And it's still
It's a meh.
all right. Well, then now you can hear what it was through my eyes. This is one of those films that you have to be in that silly relationship type mood when you're watching this film. At first, I was finding it cute or funny, but by the time she puts on that strap on and gives his ass the what for, I was all in, just like she was. The quirkiness of the characters and the journey they go on made me want to be a teller of lies. What? Murray and Bryce, I want to now be your life doulas. I am a changed person for the better for seeing this movie. But it's still a meh.
There you go.
Too much up and down. I liked it. I thought there was some fun stuff in it. Favorite line. What happens if the thing happens in the podcast?
Indeed.
And that's exactly what happened. All right. So look at that, Murray. We may not have all agreed on certain things. I definitely thought the strap-on was the best part of the whole movie. And
Of course you did.
I'm going to go buy one maybe after this episode.
Oh, keep it away from me.
I can loan you mine.
Oh, okay. I want the same size, though, as they had in the movie.
I've got all sorts of different sizes, so I can hook you up.
Weird. And you don't even have to clean it. Okay, so we taught keyboard fantasies. But it's not just keyboard fantasies. It's keyboard fantasies, the Beverly Glenn-Copeland story.
It is indeed.
And who is that?
Well, he is an amazing artist. This doc is loaded with everything, which normally annoys me, with lots of things and not enough focus. But this journey was awesome. And this amazing person, full of energy and excitement, I loved him and I love this story. It's a huge Mondo LGBTQ film with music, Black Lives Matter. It's got so much content in it, but you just fall in love with him. And it's just like, I just want to hold him and hug him. But you know what? The best thing about this whole movie is that I didn't look at any of the films we were going to watch in Cuff before seeing this. And I've seen him live 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played at Folk on the Rocks in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. And I was there for the concert, which anybody listening, be you in anywhere in the world, if you want one of the best parties of anywhere you've ever been, you need to check out Folk on the Rocks. It happens in July in the Northwest Territories, where it's light the entire day and it gets up to like 30 degrees. And they have some of the best concerts in the world going on. So yeah, I love this. It was a Mondo for me.
Well, Jim, Keyboard Fantasies, the Beverly Glenn-Copeland story was absolutely Mondo. I enjoyed every second of this. Talented musicians that travel with him. The fact that this is a 70-year-old person that's out there still giving her, just fantastic doc. I honestly had no idea who I was watching. Did you know that he's actually been on Once Upon a Time? He was on Mr. Dress Up, man.
Yes, man. I know.
I went back and watched a clip of that after because I was so curious about this artist.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. Enjoyed it a lot. It was absolutely mondo. I echo everything you said.
People, if you get a chance to see him live, it is mind-bendingly amazing, the artist he brings forward. I was in awe the whole time he played. It's fantastic. Cool. All right. We saw Together.
We actually didn't see it together.
Are we jumping down there?
We saw together, but not together.
But we didn't see it together.
But not together. Murray, right. You saw this too, didn't you?
I did see it on my own without being prompted.
Together.
Because this was my kind of movie.
All right. Let's hear it, baby.
Okay. What'd you think?
I thought it was awesome. It reminded me of that one that we saw at SIF with the Elizabeth, what's her name, Banks thing. Same kind of, it was sweet, heartwarming. Ed Helms, I don't even like that much, really. I actually just saw his latest show, which was boring. Didn't like any of the hangovers, but yeah, this was his best work. He was just this sweet guy who wanted to have a kid and wasn't married and may or may not have been gay, and hires a surrogate, and their friendship that they develop. There's no sex involved. There was no romantic stuff. It was just two people getting to know each other. It was very sweet. I loved it. I gave it a huge mondo.
Sweet. I like where this is going. The tone of your voice is telling me we're going to hear more about this movie. Bryce, what'd you think?
I was pretty bored. It was meh.
Yeah. There you
go. All right. Well, I thought surrogate cute little buddy film. Thought it moved a little slow for me. It was really, really cute. So I'm not personally a fan of cute. It was okay. I liked it, and I know why Murray liked it. This was probably one of the most underground films in the festival. This was a very mainstream film.
I'm pretty sure it's out in the US right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to play very well. Like, this is the kind of movie that, it can appeal to a larger audience. Just I'm not that audience, so I'm glad you liked it, Murray. Yeah, I liked it. I thought all the acting and everything was good. But all right, 2 Murs and a Mondo. All right, what else do we see? We saw a short called Trashed. And I did not like this. This is the first rage I'm giving out of the festival for that short.
Trashed. So many shorts. Refresh my memory.
Don't remember either. I just made a note saying I didn't really like it, but it was played before Range Roads.
Right.
If you can remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
So it's a meh for you then? That's usually your sign. If you would have hated it, you would have. Yeah,
I guess I didn't hate it.
There you go. So there you go. Okay, well, tell us what you thought of Range Roads, which is a local film.
Local production. Odd poster for it. Have you seen the poster?
Yeah, it's like a very small clip of her from her acting position.
Yeah, well, got her in as an actor, and then almost a shadow, like it's like her in like her regular life, and it's just I don't understand how that made sense at all for the title of the film, and so I was
balancing the country girl and her stardom.
Is that what it was?
Maybe the shadow overshadowing her, who she is as a person.
This movie was fine. It said what it needed to say. I personally didn't like it that much. I didn't hate it, but I was just kind of looking at the clock as I was watching this one, thinking, "Boy, I can't wait to watch the next movie."
I do that a lot.
It was fine. I don't know.
I like fine. It's fine. That's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. So I thought the production values were actually really good in this film. I thought for a local Alberta film, we don't always see great production values. This had some really good technical skill behind it. So I really did like that portion of it. Local Alberta film. So props out to local filmmakers. Really good. I can't keep saying this. It was really good quality film. Now, would I consider this a cuff film also? I would say no. This was another film that I feel was not really, it didn't really have a cuff feel to it. It didn't feel really underground. This could have been a very mainstream type film. Very slow and methodical build to the film. It was done pretty good. It was okay for me too. It was
There we go.
It was fine too.
It was fine.
It was fine too. That's double meh.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, sir.
Okay, so we saw another local short in front of another feature called Boneyard Racers.
Is that
Yeah.
local?
What's that?
Is that local?
Yeah, it was local Alberta. Yeah, I think it was shot in Sherwood Park.
Edmonton, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, same difference.
Same thing. Sort of.
I actually liked the short. Local film fun and had some good spookiness. It was just a meh for me though. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun enough. It was meh.
All right. Mur, did you
Yeah,
like the
it was okay. I wouldn't call it great or anything. I mean, it wasn't crazy about the way it ended. I thought it should end a little different than it did. I mean, I honestly didn't know what the hell was at the end, what the purpose of the ending was.
I see dead people. That's,
Well,
pretty
no,
much.
but I mean, like, yeah, I get the drag race. Is this like a Devil Went Down to Georgia kind of a thing with drag racers? Like, I don't know what it was supposed to be.
What do you expect from Edmonton? That's what happens there.
Well, I know they're all undead up there, but
Ah,
kidding.
Here you are, alienating our audience.
I do have friends up there.
This is for people who aren't listening. It's really, I'm trying to put it into there's a battle of Alberta that happens. People that live in Calgary like to slag Edmontonians. So
New York, LA.
Yeah, there's a good one. New York, LA. Think of that. Only like 1/100th of the population.
Yeah.
Okay, so we also saw a movie called Vicious Fun. And Murray, you also saw this one.
I did. It was live, so only had one chance to catch it. Yeah, it was something, all right. Yeah, there was plenty of blood. I liked most of the characters and had a good story. It was, I don't know, it was supposed like an homage to the 80s. It felt a little too much like 80s slasher movies, which
That's
I
what it was doing.
freaking hate. I hated all those 80s slasher flicks, the Freddys, the Jasons, all those. They're nightmares. They're all the same. Like they're all the same
Awesome.
movies. So this felt a little too much like that. I mean, like that British one we saw was a nice, nod to the 80s. This basically could have been shot in the 80s.
Well, there's another film
Same
we're going to be
plot.
talking about coming up that could have been shot in the 70s. So
That's also
Yes.
true. But no, it was I don't know if I give it a mondo. It was definitely high meh. It was
okay,
good.
cool. Bryce?
Yeah, as I was watching it, the first few minutes, I was like, ugh. Wasn't a fan of the lead actor, but as it went on, he was better than I thought. Because initially I was just kind of annoyed by him, and I was probably supposed to be. But by the end, he was fine. Everybody was fine. It was a
Wait,
lot.
can
It was
I
a lot of
guess?
fun.
Was the
No,
movie fine?
It's fine. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. I really liked the whole scene in the police station. Those cops
Yeah.
playing off each other. That was actually really good stuff.
And they all had mustaches.
And they all had mustache. Of course they did.
The porno stashes from the 80s.
Yeah,
Yes.
gay porno mustaches. I might
Even
add.
the bad guy had a fake one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. It was an enjoyable film. Really, as you say, tip of the hat to the 80s the whole way through. 80s slasher films. And it was fun, but it was meh.
Okay, well, let me talk about Vicious Fun. It was vicious fun. That's what I thought about it. And I'm like, as I'm watching, I'm going, what's going on with all these 80s retro stuff that's happening that, we're getting a lot in this in our festival,
'Cause
which
the
is
80s are awesome.
yeah. Well, the 80s has a lot of good stuff, and this is one. This one is a take, I guess, on a slasher film, but like multiple slashers, maybe. It's kind of like a superhero slasher film. This captures the very best of what made 80s slashers great. Very funny, very stabby, very vicious fun. It had a lady who kicked ass and punched dicks, so I was all in when I met her. The very first scene from number 1, I'm like, I don't know who this lady is, but I'm now in love. This was a mondo for me. I loved all the inside jokes, from everything they did to the murders, and every single one of the character actors that were the serial killers were all like great bit actors that have been around forever.
Well,
every single one of them.
I recognize the one guy, but the rest I didn't.
Yeah, all of them. They've all been in a ton of great horror films. It was just campy, delicious 80s retro fun. I loved it. It satisfied my ladies who kick ass and punch dicks. So yeah. And she also used a switchblade, which was also delicious.
There you go.
Yeah. I say everybody should see it. Okay, well, let's talk about motherfucking bloody puppets.
Yeah.
Frank and Zed. Now, this one was one that I was more excited to see than any film at the festival. When I saw the promo for this, I was like, I am all in. The amount of work that must have went into this film was incredible. But the story got a little bit convoluted at times and almost seemed to be missing things. I loved the connections between Frank and Zed, the BFF undead thing. I absolutely loved that about this film. I thought that friendship, I want to see that movie called Frank and Zed, but just be a better movie. It was meh.
Yeah. I think that my anticipation for it also might have hurt it a little, because I was also really looking forward to this one. And I absolutely applaud the effort that went into it. It was the way that it was shot was a lot of fun. I actually watched a little puppet workshop that they did as well. So
yeah,
kind of showed how they did a lot of the stuff, including like his heart and the that they showed a few times, and it's good. I was hoping it would be great.
Yeah,
So
I know, and
I'm giving it a meh, but
yeah.
I also did enjoy it. I just thought I was going to enjoy it more.
Yes, I agree. I just think the story wasn't as great as we were hoping. I think that's really what it was. But if they would have capitalized on Frank and Zed better, those two, whenever they were together, it was like fantastic.
Exactly. I think it kind of lost its focus a little bit, and that this was a movie called Frank and Zed, and it should have been more about just Frank and Zed, man.
Yeah.
I loved it when they were on screen together.
Yeah, it was the best.
The other stuff seemed to take away from it a little bit. So, yeah. To each their own, though. As I said, good flick, though, but it's a mess.
It's good. Mur, did you see this one too?
No.
Okay. Well, I suggest you see the Old Man movie again before you watch this one. That's my suggestion.
Also about puppets?
Yeah, the Old Man movie.
Not really my thing.
Well, of all the puppet movies at Cuff this year,
of all of them,
yes, there were two. There were two, and they were both good.
They were both good. One was amazing. Okay,
it was all right.
So we also saw a documentary called "End of the Line: The Women of Standing Rock." This doc is inspiring with the strength of these amazing women. The truth of what we are told is always a spin on what works for big business and the economy, I find. This was a great doc with an important message for everyone. Hashtag fight for what is right. I love this doc. I really felt for these women. I found it sometimes a little bit convoluted, but I was so connected to some of these main characters in the film. It was a mondo for me.
Yeah, the message gets a mondo, the content gets a mondo, the documentary gets a meh.
Yeah, I guess I liked it. Weird. We're getting like an emergency alert. I don't know if we're getting a hurricane or something, but isn't that funny? Okay. It's hilarious.
Natural
Okay.
disasters are funny.
Yeah, they're the best. No, they're not. Okay, so we saw another local short by one of our buddies and locals, Spence Estabrooks,
He's
with
very
the
local.
short called Sharkosaurus.
You guys went to like the premiere of this.
We did. We saw the premiere of this, and I was a backer. So actually, if you look for the credits, I'm in the credits. So if you're watching it,
Way at the bottom.
yeah, way at the bottom, I'm in there. I gave money, and I have my limited edition prints and a bunch of great things. I love that. I love Spence and everything he does. So his stuff is always Mondo for me.
Yeah, it was meh.
All right, there you go.
I also gave it a Mondo, but
yeah,
and it
of
wasn't
course,
just because I knew him.
Yeah,
because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I liked it.
Just a fun.
I like sharks. I like sharks that walk around and eat people.
Sharks on land, and yeah, just ate everybody. It was cool.
There you go.
Now we also saw a movie called #ShakespeareShitstorm, and I was expecting. Oh, sorry. Yeah, in Bryce's case, it's Poop Storm because he doesn't know how to read properly. But this was the one I thought was going to be the first Mondo I ever gave out for a trauma film. But and then I watched this movie. It didn't make the cut. I'm sorry. It's still not a Mondo. I still haven't. The only Mondo I've given out for a trauma film actually is the very first one. Well, I think it's the first one.
Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, Toxic Avenger. I love that film.
Toxie.
What's that?
Yeah,
I love Toxie.
Yeah. Well, I also like that
one was
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
I really like.
Yeah, I was going to say Poltergeist is another one. Yeah, it was neither Mondo. But as per usual, trauma films, they're a fun romp. But this, like most, did not win me over. Had some great fucked up shit. Literally fucked up shit. And I laughed a lot. And Lloyd kind of felt like a dirtier, filthier Mel Brooks as I was watching this movie.
I was getting that too.
Yeah, but it just wasn't as funny as Mel Brooks because Mel Brooks' timing is better.
Of course he's not.
It was a meh. I did like the whales that shit on people. That was the best part for me.
There's so much hit and miss in this movie, and when it hits, I laughed, and when it missed, it really, really missed. And that's trauma for you. And you know, you're not gonna they're gonna rapid fire you with like so much stuff, just blasting it at your eyeballs, and some you're gonna laugh and some you're gonna want to look away. And it was meh. I'm not sad that I watched it because I enjoyed a lot of it, but it's hard to have a ringing endorsement for it. It was good though.
The shitstorm itself was worth it. The price of admission.
That didn't do it for me.
You don't like flying whales that shit on people?
It was okay. It was, there's some stuff that I enjoyed more, but I digress.
Was it the shit orgy?
I digress.
All right.
Yes.
Murr, did you get to see this one?
I did.
And
you loved it.
Shakespeare is difficult at the best of times. Like watching anything based on Shakespeare is challenging when it's done, seriously. And this, I'd never seen or heard of this, The Tempest or whatever it's called. No idea the storyline. I'd look up what the actual story was. And yeah,
it was this.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it was. It's all due respect to our good friend Cody, who was actually in this. Just not my kind of humor. I didn't find any of it funny. Then again, I don't find a lot of the trauma stuff funny. I mean, Toxic Avenger was okay, but it's just I'm not really into.
Is this a rage, Murr? Is this a rage?
I would never rage about a trauma film. It's just not for me.
All right.
I just didn't enjoy it.
Okay. Well, it was a meh. Triple meh. You know what that means? Perfect. All right. We saw The Last Matinee, but before we saw that, we saw Forgive My Father, which was a gross out, gooey, fun little short, which for me was Mondo. I loved it. I loved the low budgetness, but funness to it. All the gooiness that's in the garage with the father. Yeah, liked it.
What was it again?
Forgive My Father, where
What happened?
the guy turns into this goo monster and he eats his wife, and then they have to get his daughter to bring neighbors to come over so he can eat them.
Oh yeah, I liked it. Mondo.
Yeah, it's Mondo. Murr, what about you? Did you love the goo as much as us?
No, I don't remember enjoying it very much.
Okay, I'm going to mark you down as a meh for that.
Yeah,
okay, well, Murray, what did you think of The Last Matinee, which is really a shout out to the 70s, not
I'm
the 80s?
so glad you started with me because I have so much to talk about with this one.
Oh, well, we only have a few minutes before we run out of time.
Well, then I'll make it quick then. This was absolutely probably my favorite of the whole festival.
What?
A horror film set in a movie theater? Best idea ever. It's exactly the film that I would make. Except for the eyeball thing. That was kind of gross. My only rage about this movie is that those bastards stole my idea. Because I totally would like to shoot this. Like, ever since I've been a volunteer working in movie theaters and the Globe, I've wanted to shoot a movie in a movie theater. And these bastards took my idea.
How dare them?
Absolutely freaking Mondo. Loved it.
All right. I love it. Okay, Bryce, what'd you say?
Well, what was with the eyeballs when the jar broke? I didn't know eyeballs bounced like rubber balls.
They do with the rubber balls.
Well, there is a little bit of symbolism to the very beginning, if you notice them. Nice letterboxing this with the dropping balls at the beginning and the dropping balls at the end. So,
All right. I'm sorry. What was the question?
What'd you think?
You thought of it?
I thought The Last Matinee was Mondo. I love this movie. I even loved the bouncing eyes bouncing down the staircase because it was so ridiculous. But yeah, there's some stuff that they stuck in. Honestly, I think they stuck some stuff in just because it looked cool, and I'm okay with that. A lot of fun. Absolutely love this movie.
The Last Matinee. This ain't like any Fulci movie I've seen. The camera work was so clean you could eat off of it. And I mean eat off it like a nice clean eyeball. But the feel to me was all Fulci. I loved the red, or even what's his face? Argento. It just has that real Italian feel as you're watching this.
Absolutely.
The red hue through the entire film, and it's everywhere. You cannot hide from the red on this. Great hue that just builds that whole atmosphere of red and dread and death and blood. Has some great gore effects, great stupid survivors, never really finishing the job. You always know, okay, they're going to get away, but are they going to get killed this time? And you don't know who, and you don't know what, and you don't know how. It was so much fun. It started to make me laugh at how often they were doing stupid things and still surviving. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
Great homage to the Italian horror films. Great fun. It was a huge Mondo for me.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned, the best part for me was them bookending it with balls falling down the stairs and balls, as in eyeballs, slashed hashtag pickled eyeballs falling down the stairs. Yeah, this movie was so much fun and so much deliciousness. It's awesome.
Yeah, every shot was so well thought out. It's nice when you get a horror movie. Nice when you get a horror movie that is really, really well thought out. And every shot in this was so well thought out, so well framed. It was a quality movie, not just a quality horror movie.
Bert, give it one more Mondo just for the listeners at home.
What, me? Mondo. It was a Mondo.
There you go. It's a trifecta again.
I already paused.